Arsenal just 2 days away from potential £52 million solution to Gabriel Martinelli's left-wing concerns. Arsenal could be on the verge of unlocking a £52 million answer to their persistent issues on the left wing, a dilemma that's grown increasingly visible during pre-season, particularly with Gabriel Martinelli's recent struggles. When reports first linked Noni Madueke to the Gunners, the reaction among fans was lukewarm at best. The £52 million price tag raised eyebrows, and many questioned whether the England international was really the answer. Some responses were downright harsh. But as the pre-season has unfolded, and with the team returning to the Emirates for their final tune-up match before the new campaign, the idea of Madueke being tested on the left has gained unexpected momentum. So far, Arsenal's summer tour in Asia has produced mixed results. Wins over AC Milan and Newcastle were promising, but a heavy defeat to Tottenham exposed familiar cracks, most notably on the left flank. Despite their experience and quality, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard have failed to inspire confidence that the left wing is ready to take the next step. Alarm bells began to ring when Reiss Nelson, in limited appearances off the bench, made more of an impact than both players ahead of him in the pecking order. That alone suggests that Arsenal may need to seriously consider adding quality to that side of the pitch. But it's not just about personnel, there's a tactical imbalance at play as well. A systemic issue on the left? Unlike Bukayo Saka, who benefits from overlapping support from Ben White or Jurrien Timber, and creative combinations with Martin Odegaard, Arsenal's left wing is often left isolated. Declan Rice, who operates as the left-sided no. 8, frequently drifts inside, leaving Martinelli or Trossard stranded in one-on-one or even one-on-two situations on the touchline. The fullbacks, whether Miles Lewis-Skelly or newcomer Ricardo Calafiori, have often been instructed to invert into midfield rather than provide attacking width. This isolation limits creativity and makes the Gunners much easier to defend on that side. Why Madueke could be the spark Arsenal needs. Enter Noni Madueke. Though originally brought in as right-wing competition for Saka, the 22-year-old may offer something fresh and dynamic on the left. As a naturally left-footed winger, he brings the ability to drive down the flank, beat defenders wide, and deliver quality crosses into the box, a crucial asset now that Victor Gyökeres has arrived to lead the line. From a data perspective, Madueke also stands out. While Martinelli ranks in the 46th percentile for successful passes and Trossard even lower at 33rd, Madueke is far more effective, ranking in the 76th percentile in that category. Even more impressively, he sits in the 99th percentile for progressive carries, highlighting his ball-carrying ability and forward intent. In short, he offers a very different profile, one that could complement Arsenal's system far better, especially in matches where space and delivery from wide areas are key. A test is coming. We won't have to wait long to see if this theory holds water. In just 2 days, Arsenal take on Villarreal at the Emirates, and it may be Madueke's best opportunity yet to start on the left and show what he can do in that role. While he was primarily signed to rotate with Saka on the right, the Villarreal match could be the perfect platform for Guardiola to experiment, and for Madueke to prove that he's not just a plan B, but potentially a solution to one of Arsenal's most lingering questions. And with Martinelli and Trossard failing to fully convince so far, the timing couldn't be better. Arsenal just days away from discovering £52 million fix for Gabriel Martinelli's left-wing struggles. The uncertainty surrounding Arsenal's left wing could soon come to an end, as the club prepares to test their £52 million signing, Noni Madueke, in a role that might finally address concerns over Gabriel Martinelli's recent form. Madueke's signing didn't initially generate much excitement. Many questioned the high price tag and whether he was truly what Arsenal needed. But as pre-season has progressed, and performances from Martinelli and Leandro Trossard failed to convince, Madueke's arrival is starting to make more sense. In the 3 friendlies during Arsenal's pre-season tour of Asia, the issues on the left became increasingly apparent. Despite solid victories against AC Milan and Newcastle, and a heavy defeat to Spurs, neither Martinelli nor Trossard showed enough to suggest they can elevate Arsenal's left flank to the level required for a serious title challenge. Even Reiss Nelson, in his limited substitute appearances, managed to show more intent and influence, a worrying sign given his lower position in the squad hierarchy. Now, with Arsenal set to face Villarreal at the Emirates in just 2 days, Madueke might finally get the opportunity to start on the left, where his left foot, direct play, and creative instincts could offer something different. Though initially brought in to compete with Bukayo Saka on the right, his potential to impact the game from the opposite flank is becoming harder to ignore. A key reason for Arsenal's left-sided issues may be tactical. While Saka benefits from overlapping support and close combinations with Martin Odegaard and a forward-thinking right-back like Ben White, the left side often feels isolated. Declan Rice tends to drift inside, and fullbacks like Miles Lewis-Skelly or Riccardo Calafiori often instructed to invert into midfield rather than push wide. This leaves Martinelli and Trossard frequently in one-on-one, or even one-on-two, situations, with little support or space. Madueke, however, brings a different profile, a natural left-footer who can drive toward the byline, cut in or stay wide, and deliver meaningful service into the box, especially for new striker Victor Gyökeres. Looking at the numbers, Madueke outshines Arsenal's current left options in several areas. He ranks in the 76th percentile for pass completion, compared to Martinelli's 46th and Trossard's 33rd. In progressive carries, he's in the top 1%, a clear indicator of his ability to move the ball forward under pressure and stretch defenses. For now, all of this remains theoretical. But if Madueke is deployed on the left against Villarreal, it could be the first real glimpse into a potential solution that reshapes Arsenal's attack. Alternatively, he may continue to rotate with Saka on the right, the role he was initially signed for. Still, as Arsenal's summer recruitment nears completion and tactical experiments continue, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: Noni Madueke could be the missing piece on the left, and his performance in the coming days may go a long way in determining just how serious Arsenal are about fixing their biggest attacking imbalance. Arsenal urged to think twice before £43.6 million move for Rodrigo alternative, as Arteta looks to reshape attack. Arsenal are reportedly exploring options to strengthen their front line before the transfer window closes, but a £43.6 million move for Ademola Lookman may not be the smartest play, even with the player pushing for an exit. The Gunners remain keen to bring in at least one more forward this summer, with Crystal Palace's Eberechi Eze seen as a top target, according to Football.London. While there's interest across several attacking roles, the left-wing position is drawing particular focus. With uncertainty surrounding the futures of Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli, Arsenal are considering contingency plans in case either leaves. High-profile names like Real Madrid's Rodrigo and Newcastle United's Anthony Gordon are reportedly on the club's shortlist. But both would come with a hefty price tag, meaning significant player sales would be needed to make a move financially viable. Even with some expected outgoings, landing Gordon or Rodrigo remains unlikely. Newcastle are especially reluctant to part with Gordon, particularly if Alexander Isak departs, which would only increase their resistance. This situation has prompted some to suggest a more realistic target, Atalanta's Ademola Lookman. The Nigerian international has impressed in Serie A over recent seasons and is admired by some within Arsenal. He's also made it clear he wants out after Atalanta rejected a move from Inter Milan, a deal he felt reflected his true value. With Inter now shifting focus to Chelsea's Christopher Nkunku, Lookman's future remains uncertain. Atalanta are believed to be asking around €50 million, £43.6 million, a significantly lower fee than what would be required for Gordon or Rodrigo. On paper, that makes him an attractive alternative. But Arsenal may have other concerns. This summer, Arsenal have already brought in several experienced players in the 27 to 31 age range. Victor Gyökeres, 27, Christian Nørgaard, 31, and Kepa Arrizabalaga, 30, with Eze, 27, also being seriously considered. Adding another 27-year-old in Lookman could tip the squad's age balance in the wrong direction. Another key factor is resale value. These recent signings, while adding quality, are unlikely to yield significant profits if sold in the future. That's something Arsenal are mindful of, especially after recent scrutiny over their transfer business. With that in mind, the club may be better off targeting a younger left-winger with higher long-term potential and market value to eventually succeed Trossard or Martinelli. In short, while Lookman might look like a tempting, affordable solution in the short term, Arsenal are playing the long game, and a more strategic, future-focused signing could make a lot more sense. However, the situation isn't just about age profiles or financial prudence, it also speaks to Arsenal's long-term identity under Mikel Arteta. The manager has made it clear that he values not just talent, but tactical flexibility and high-intensity work ethic in his attacking players. Lookman, while technically gifted and experienced in top leagues, may not fully fit the mold Arteta envisions for a wide forward who can interchange across the front line and press relentlessly off the ball. Additionally, with the rise of academy talents like Reece Nelson and the promising Amario Kozir-Dubry, Arsenal might feel confident about internal options providing depth, rather than committing £43.6 million to a player who may not be a guaranteed starter. That kind of money demands impact, not just squad depth. From a fan perspective, the rumour of signing Lookman has triggered mixed reactions. While some supporters view him as a proven talent who could add immediate firepower, Especially after his standout performances with Atalanta in Serie A and in European competitions, others are skeptical. They argue the club should aim higher, particularly if the likes of Gordon or Rodrigo remain even faint possibilities. There's also the question of European ambitions. Arsenal are back in the Champions League spotlight and are expected to compete not just in the Premier League title race, but deep into Europe as well. This raises the stakes for every signing. Arteta and sporting director Edu know that the margin for error is thin. Each addition must elevate the team's level. Meanwhile, Atalanta's firm stance on Lookman's valuation has reportedly frustrated several interested clubs. Their unwillingness to lower the asking price after rejecting Inter Milan's bid, despite the player's transfer request, has left Lookman in a state of limbo. Sources close to the player say he's eager to move to a club where he can compete at the highest level, but only a few teams have both the need and the financial means to secure him. For Arsenal, the decision now becomes one of timing and strategy. Do they act swiftly and secure a solid, proven player like Lookman to ensure depth and cover in case of a late exit from Martinelli or Trossard? Or do they remain patient, continue raising funds through outgoings like Nuno Tavares, Albert Sambi Lokonga, and possibly Emile Smith-Rowe, and hold out for younger, more dynamic prospect with higher resale value? The clock is ticking. With less than a month left in the transfer window, the Gunners must tread carefully, balancing ambition with sustainability, and short-term needs with long-term vision. One thing is certain, every move from now on could be the difference between simply competing and winning. Ease transfer buzz, 3 potential debuts and Gioca's watch, Arsenal's Dream 11 for Villarreal friendly. The Emirates Stadium is ready to light up again. After a 3-month summer break, Arsenal are finally returning home, and the timing couldn't be better. Mikel Arteta's squad is gearing up for the final stretch of their 2025 pre-season, with just 2 more friendlies to go before the serious business begins. 3 matches down, 2 to go. The Community Shield is just around the corner. And while performances so far have been a mixed bag, Arsenal find themselves in a strong position heading into the new campaign. Arteta has already given minutes to 25 players, including 5 new signings. One of the biggest stories so far has been teenage sensation Max Daumann, whose performances have more than justified the excitement surrounding him. Calm on the ball, aggressive in duels, he's quickly becoming one to watch. As Villarreal prepare to visit North London on Wednesday, followed by Athletic Club in the Emirates Cup, all eyes will be on the next phase of Arteta's squad evolution. There's still business left to be done in the transfer window, but the major groundwork appears set, and Eberechi Eze could be the cherry on top. The Crystal Palace playmaker is high on Arsenal's radar for the left flank. His £67.5 million release clause expires just before the Premier League kicks off, but sources say that hasn't cooled Arsenal's interest. If a deal is struck swiftly, fans could see a debut sooner than expected, maybe even during these final 2 pre-season games. Even if Eze doesn't feature right away, his arrival would be a major boost. Arsenal have already addressed key areas in midfield and attack, but adding a creative, dynamic winger like Eze would elevate the squad's potential even further. He brings flair, balance, and an unpredictable edge, exactly what Arsenal lacked in tighter matches last season. Meanwhile, the Villarreal match could be the perfect stage for a trio of home debuts. Victor Gyokeres, Martin Zubimendi, and Noni Madueke are all in line to make their first appearances in front of the home crowd. Madueke, who left Chelsea's Club World Cup camp early, is still working his way back to full fitness, while Gyokeres is easing into the squad after a chaotic summer. In terms of injuries, there's cautious optimism. Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurrien Timber, and Riccardo Calafiori have all picked up minor knocks, but none are believed to be serious. Arteta is hopeful they'll get minutes before the season opener against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Against Villarreal, we're likely to see a balance between continuity and integration. Arteta has stuck with a relatively consistent 11 across pre-season, but with the season looming, expect him to increase the minutes for key new faces like Gyokeres and Zubimendi. David Raya remains the clear number 1 in goal, with Kepa sidelined briefly through injury. Ben White holds down the right flank, while William Saliba could be partnered by Calafiori again if Gabriel isn't ready. Miles Lewis-Skelly, another academy gem, continues to impress at left-back. In midfield, the trio of Declan Rice, Christian Nørgaard, and Ethan Nwaneri has offered balance and energy. Martin Degaard and Zubimendi could rotate in again after solid cameos against Milan and Tottenham, respectively. Degaard, now fully fit, is expected to play a bigger role as match sharpness returns. Up front, the firepower is undeniable. Kai Havertz has continued to lead the line, supported by Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. But with Gyökeres now available and Ease potentially joining, Arteta has the luxury of rotating and dreaming bigger. Projected Dream 11 vs Villarreal. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Degarde, Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres, Ease. With the Emirates buzzing once again, this could be a glimpse into the Arsenal of tomorrow. A side built not just to compete, but to win it all. As the Villarreal friendly approaches, the atmosphere around Arsenal is filled with cautious optimism but also undeniable anticipation. The potential arrival of Eberechi Ease, in particular, has sparked excitement among supporters who see him as a key piece in unlocking the team's attacking creativity. His ability to weave through defenses and deliver incisive passes could be exactly what Arsenal needs to elevate their performance in crucial matches. Yet, the timing of this possible signing comes with pressure. With Ease release clause set to expire soon, Arsenal face a delicate window to finalise negotiations without overpaying. Delays could risk losing out to rival clubs, which would force Arteta to adjust his plans accordingly. On the other hand, securing Ease before the Premier League starts would allow the player to integrate fully during the final friendlies and hit the ground running. For Gyökeres and Zubimendi, the Villarreal match is more than just a friendly, it's an opportunity to stake their claim in Arteta's evolving system. Both players bring different qualities. Gyökeres offers physical presence and finishing skills up front, while Zubimendi provides composure and ball-winning ability in midfield. Their performances could influence squad selections for the critical opening fixtures of the season. Injury updates also add layers to the narrative. Gabriel Magalhaes's return remains a priority for the defensive unit, as his absence leaves William Saliba and the younger Calafiori with more responsibility. Meanwhile, Arteta's management of players like Ben White and Jerian Timber, balancing recovery with match sharpness, will be crucial in ensuring defensive stability throughout the campaign. Off the pitch, Arsenal's transfer strategy continues to draw analysis. The club's focus on securing both immediate impact players and younger talents reflects a broader plan to blend experience with youth, ensuring competitiveness now and sustainability in the future. However, this approach means tough decisions lie ahead, especially in the final days of the transfer window, where players may be moved on to balance the books or make space for new arrivals. The ripple effects of these moves extend beyond the squad. The club's commercial ambitions, fan engagement, and reputation in the transfer market are all intertwined with how successfully they navigate these final weeks. A high-profile signing like Ease would signal intent to challenge for silverware, while effective integration of existing talents could showcase the strength of Arsenal's development pathway. As the Emirates buzzes back to life, the next few weeks promise to shape Arsenal's season trajectory. Fans will be watching closely, eager to see how Arteta's vision materializes on the pitch and how the club balances ambition with pragmatism off it.